Hi, I just wanted to come on and make this really quick video. I see, my goodness, I didn't even do my edges. I did not color in my brows, but I just didn't want the day to get away from me before I shared this. So I was helping someone with submitting some information. They needed to get a recertification that was going to, release some funds that were vital to them, and that if they did not get it, it would be detrimental, to what they're trying to accomplish, right? So the issue was that what the certification was being held up by just the approval process. So they had already submitted everything and it was just waiting to be approved and had to go through that process. Contacted the place and they're like, yeah, we can see it. We just, haven't done it yet. They also said that they would, kind of put it on a fast track, but it would still take like 30 days. The person needs this certification to be completed, or recertification to be completed by next week, right? So way before 30 days. So it seemed like it wasn't going to work, or it wasn't going to happen, right? So I'm like, okay, what else can we do? So there is a waiver process. And I was like, okay, let's try to complete the waiver information. And they were a little bit reluctant, but went ahead and, took a look at it. And we did a write-up based on the conversation that we had with the person that was saying that it was in processing, right? So we were like, okay, let's go ahead and write this up. You submit it. Let me know how it goes. I get a picture from the person. They send me a picture saying that when they got ready to submit the waiver information, the website crashed. I'm like, oh my goodness. But then right away, after I said, oh my goodness, I got this inkling. I got this feeling that was the Lord. That was the Lord. I didn't say anything. They told me that they would submit it tomorrow. And I could tell from their text that they sounded, kind of discouraged and, frustrated, because it was frustrating, because it was out of their hands, right? We didn't have any control. So then they texted and said, I submitted it. And I'm like, okay, great. Just let me know how it goes. It wasn't even 10 minutes later. And they texted and they're like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. It's approved. And what made it so crazy, or so God, right, was that the waiver that they submitted didn't even have everything that it needed. So that was one thing. We went with what we had, and we didn't let what we didn't have stop us from still moving in faith. So that was the first thing. And then the fact of the website crash. And this is where the encouragement comes in. And this is what I'm thinking about, that when something seems like it isn't working out for you, just think about that the website crashed. Because sometimes we just need stuff that can help us and just pull us through, something that we can envision in our mind. So the website crashing can help you, right? So this is what I thought I said, and I said it to the person. Yesterday, if you had submitted it, let's think about this example. God already knew who was working yesterday, and he knew that if that person took a look at your waiver, it was going to be denied. It was going to be stamped no, N-O, not approved. So he said, I'm going to crash the site so that you would submit it the next day, because the person that I have ordained to approve you will be there tomorrow, right? So that's just an example. That's just a way that I was thinking about it. But the moral of the story, or what I'm trying to get across, is that God is the one who determines, right? And sometimes even if we get ahead of him, like, let's think about this. If we had saw that the website was crashed and then we said, let's call them, or let's email them, or let's speak to a supervisor or whatever, he wouldn't have been able to get the glory, because now we've gone a step further, we've gone ahead. But the crash, the patience, being able to wait till the next day, submitting the information, the answer that we needed or that person needed was received. So I learned from that even when we don't know, God always knows, right? And when he wants an answer to occur, then it will. And if we're going forward or ahead of him, he'll do something like crash the website.